And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is how we start the show. This is PatMac Radio UK. My name is Patrick, and you are live on Live Train. As we do it every week, we come in and we give you the best of the best. And today, too, we are here to give you the best of the best. And ladies and gentlemen, as you know, my name is Patrick, and I've always been your show host for Tuesday this evening, Live Train. And we are here once again bringing you the best. If you are listening to me on radio, if you are on Facebook and you are listening to me, you can share the program and then invite someone to participate, to enjoy the benefits of this show. I know my listeners, my loyal listeners, are sharing and inviting people. And it is time for us to dive in and then get the best out of this world. As I've always said, you would always get what you look for. That is what I am moving with this evening. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me. And thank you for being here and tuning in, my loyal listeners. I can see you all. I can see you all. You are tuning in as time goes on. Thank you very much. And I want to remind you that this show, we have brought you a lot. We have brought you a lot. If you go on our YouTube channel, you can subscribe, PatMac Radio UK. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have all the shows that we have done so far. We have spoken on diabetes. Last week, we were talking about immigration, and so many people called me after the show seeking information. And so I want to remind you that when you go on our YouTube channel or our Facebook channel, you can get all the information that you need. You can subscribe, follow us, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. When you go on Vimeo, you would see us over there and you will get all the latest information. This is where you get the right information. Last week, Sunday, I was talking about the right information making you the right person. You see, if you feed yourself the wrong information, don't blame anyone if you start getting the wrong stuff in your life. I want to remind you that if you are living in Bedford and the environments of Bedford, and then you are looking for a job, this evening we are talking about business. But if you want a stepping stone and you are looking for a job, and then you want to go into the care sector, I want to recommend Lakeside Accomplish for you. And then when you go on their website, www.accomplish-group.co.uk, you can get all the information over there. They have lots of jobs awaiting you, and they have competitive pay also. And then if you, again, live in Bedford and its environment, London and Stevenage, all over the UK, and you need cleaning services, you can contact PatMac Cleaning and Facility Management Limited. They can solve your industrial, your contract, your domestic, any cleaning that you can think about. They can solve it for you. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to me and then you want to ask any question, you want to send any information, you can send to me on WhatsApp or direct message. You can do it via 0741 302 5596. I will repeat it again, 0741 302 5596. And then you would be able to participate in the show. So, as I was saying, I have a renowned entrepreneur here with me. I have someone who is about to talk to us about business. If you want to start a business, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to do something for yourself, you know, one thing that I've come to understand is that you can never be rich working for someone. It is impossible. So if you want to do something for yourself and you have questions, you can speak to this man and then he will sort you out. I have spoken to him several times, and each time I speak to him, I get something new. Welcome to the show, Mr. Toks W. Childs.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm trying to get you on Instagram Live. I'm still struggling about that, but I hope I will be able to just give us some more coverage.
Yeah. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, so as I was saying, we are trying to get you on Instagram Live. So when it's successful, I will let you know. And then you can join us there. So, Mr. Charles, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How you doing, sir?
Very well, thank you. Incredible.
How was your day?
Wow. As usual, very busy, but really great. Thank you. Really incredible.
Yeah, we thank God. We thank God. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Toks W. Child is the CEO of CV Gods. If you go on Instagram, if you go on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you can see him over there. Just type his name, CV Gods or Toks W. Child. You will get all the information that you need. Okay.
Thank you very much. Sorry,
ladies and gentlemen.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
I was going to tell you, I finally got us on Ace Professionals Instagram Live. So I'm basically, I'm filming you as you're speaking. So you can go ahead.
Yep. So those listening on Instagram Live, this is PatMac Radio UK. Today we are talking to Mr. Toks W. Childs. Mr. Toks.
Yes, please.
Can you please tell us who Mr. Toks W. Child? I like your name, you know.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I think today I'm going to know the W in it because I've always wanted to ask you that.
Oh, it's excellent. So the name is Toks Wealth Child.
Oh, wow.
Yes. The reason for Toks Wealth Child is I have a Nigerian surname called Olabi. And if you translate that directly, it tells you basically a child of wealth.
Oh, wow.
But also, as you know, wealth is not just money. It's an all-rounder process. It's getting yourself sorted, economically, health, physically, socially, mentally, all of that is wealth. So what better name than to put wealth in your name, and that gives you a standard to kind of work with. So introducing myself, I am a humble visionary. I'll call myself visionary. Number one, I'll say I am a son of my father. My father was an emeritus professor of economics and maths and space time. Wow. Yeah, so he done space management and time management. For some reason, my videos ended. I don't know why. Let's see. I think I need to choose another cover. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
So I'm getting what do you call it? Understanding Instagram life. Let's say next.
Yes. You are doing well. You are doing well.
Just trying to get us back to life. What do you call it? Yeah, there you go, live. And here we go. So pretty much the thing about myself being a visionary is, so I see myself not just as a son of my father, I'm a son of the community. The achievement of the community, I am a baton runner for the community. I carry their baton. I represent them fully, my ancestors, their achievements. I go further with their achievements. I look forward to continuing their legacy and leaving a long-lasting legacy for our kids and the generations to come. So again, a visionary looking forward, looking beyond this time and looking to things that the world would need and that would shape the way our world conducts itself.
Wow. Wow. Like, Your statement has just hit me. Your statement has just hit me. Ladies and gentlemen, to live in this world without a purpose, to live in this world without seeking to leave a legacy in this world is not worth it. And what Mr. Toks has just said is a hit on the head. Like, wow, thank you very much for those words.
Oh,
thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Toks.
Yes.
So what do you do as an entrepreneur? What is Ace Professional?
Okay, so we have three businesses actually. We have Ace Professionals, CV Gods, and then we have Ace Professional University, and they're kind of geared towards different audiences. So what I do is I work with professionals that are seeking to go, they've hit the ceiling in their salary, in their work, in their career, and they want to move up. So our minimum target is, if you're looking for jobs above 40,000 and above to 60, we're looking at the upper bracket being around 350,000. If you're looking for jobs all the way up to that level, then you can contact us. So we work with you, not just coordinating your CV, not just interview skills. We help you job hunt, and we provide you the support that you need in terms of your contract, your probational period, and if you want to hop from one job to the other. The idea is that we would make this whole process automated in the future and give people the pleasure and satisfaction of you sitting at home drinking your tea and you having a very big offer from, a company like BBC offering you, because they know a lot about you, because you put more about yourself out there and people can follow you. Yes.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, they are not just a company that would sort out your CV. Wow. If you are looking to step up, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking to step up, I think this is the show for you, and this is the group that you need to contact. When it happens that way, you are going to the right people. If you are listening to me and you want to ask any question, you want to make any contribution, ladies and gentlemen, you can send a WhatsApp message or text message, a direct message to 0741 302 5596, 0741 302 5596. So I will go back to Mr. Child, Mr. Wealth Child.
Thank you.
Mr. Welcher, so you being an entrepreneur in this sector, what will you say is the face of the UK business currently? Let's consider COVID being a pandemic that we are recovering from. What would you say the face of business has come to in the UK?
Well, I would say that thank you for the question, first of all. I'll say that what's happened in the UK is quite peculiar because for a very long time, they've been in the EU. They don't have, they've not had this kind of situation before where they're leaving the EU at the same time, where they're having the Brexit, at the same time, they're also having to deal with COVID. So
that was tough.
It's a true unique situation where nobody in the world was prepared for COVID, but everybody else is dealing with that. But on top of the COVID challenges, the UK has to deal with the EU. Now, in doing that, there's a little bit of challenge where they find themselves having to support new businesses because they believe the only way they can survive this phase is to give new opportunities to businesses that are just coming to the UK, that have new innovations, to support them in every way possible. But to allow these businesses to make it, to employ people. So job provision is one of the key things they're looking for. pumping money back into the economy, businesses paying their tax is also another key thing they're looking for. So the UK has this peculiar situation where they need to support small businesses at this point and give them the future, because big companies have pulled out from the Brexit issue, where they've taken their capital to other parts of England, Europe. So the UK has missed out. So as a result, there are lots of international, well-qualified people that have to go and relocate. They have a life in the UK. They now have to relocate to Europe for their survival.
Wow.
So it's a whole lot of language barrier. It's a lot of changing your kids' school. There are little challenges that come with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's one side of things. And then also there's the COVID initiatives. So the government is finding itself also pumping money. Lots of companies were affected by COVID, especially the hospitality business.
Yeah.
Most of them, if you don't change to float above waters, likelihood is that you're going to drown. So most hotel chains have changed and become residential, short-term stay, because also lots of people who lost their job, lost their homes, lost their mortgages, and they basically moved into this hotel chains, and they've taken a place there, and that's all they could afford at the minute. So people who've left, who've been kicked out of their houses, have had a place to live into. So if you change the shape, every time there's a problem in this sector, it's always an opportunity, but it always depends on how you look at it. So the people who've looked at the opportunity, for example, around COVID, we look at face mask, we look at sanitizers. All of this, producers of these things have helped. They've become big businesses. They've expanded. Opportunities kind of come their way. But when you move to the other side, people who haven't changed, people who still want to conduct business the old ways, struggle, because you're trying to force people not to accept a new norm. Most businesses have gone online. So going online is a thing that's highly important at the minute. Getting yourself prepared, automating your business, getting your deliveries organized in such a way that you can move with time and you can, respond to customer demand. Those companies, no matter how little, even if you've just started up eBay company over this period of time, you are judicious about it. If you focus on it, you will find that you're making huge amount of profit, because other companies that used to provide have left the UK. So you're filling in the gap. You're getting an opportunity. The whole business has changed in terms of how things used to be conducted and how it's conducted now. And companies that change with it and make provisions fed into the opportunities. They made the most out of it. Companies that did not, they're struggling. They're struggling at best. No matter how much money they give them, they will still have to change strategy.
Wow. So from what you're saying, can I deduce that this season happens to be the best time if you have an idea to start a business? This season happens to be the best time because you are filling in what others have left.
Interesting question that you said. The reason being very interesting is yesterday I was listening to Anthony Robbins. I always take mentorship from all of this incredible speakers and people who've gone a great journey. And Anthony Robbins was talking about a person in America that made a huge amount of fortune. He became a billionaire, and he had a very simple strategy. He always invested when there was massive chaos. Whenever there's a big amount of chaos in the system, he would go into the system and then invest. So, for example, when there was World War II, he invested in 1945. He bought lots of companies in Japan. When they were selling companies that were worth millions and billions for pennies, he would get them at 20,000 or whatever. He picked all of them up. And when things are starting to get better, people are becoming cheerful, he sells his companies real quick. So he goes in, he buys them really low, and he sells them really high. So right before, because everything works in cycles. As we
Yeah,
have the depression, there's going to be again an acceleration where we'll go
of
up again.
course.
And yeah, that's how the market works, up and down. So in terms of how people are thinking about, is it a good time to buy houses? Is it a good time to start business? It is. Is how you're looking at it. There's opportunities out there. There are things that people have never thought about. This COVID has brought opportunities in one way, and those who are open to the opportunities will benefit from it.
Of
Also,
course.
Brexit has brought opportunities in so many ways. Instead of people sitting around and grumbling about what's happened, if they pick themselves up and find the opportunity, I mean, there's too many opportunities. You really will, you enjoy yourself thin if you try to fill all of them. You can't. So you've got to, you've got to share it. That's why I'm saying all this good nuggets. I'm sharing it with
Oh,
you.
yeah.
I can't do it all myself. I can only focus on my own business, but it's impossible to do all of it. Yeah.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you, you are on PatMac Radio UK. My name is Patrick, and this is the Live Train. We are talking about business in the UK, and we are talking about Mr. Toks W. Childs. We are talking with Mr. Toks W. Childs of Ace Professional CV Gods. And if you contact them, trust me, your business life will never be the same. It will never be the same. He is sharing excellent knowledge when it comes to business, especially in the UK. Let me remind you that we are talking about the business in the UK, but he deals with businesses globally. So I would go back to Mr. W. Childs, and then so Mr. Wealthchild,
Thank
if let's assume I am in the working class, yeah, and then I am enthusiastic when it comes to starting my own business, being an entrepreneur. How can I move from the working class to starting my own business? Considering all these effects and these failures, doubts, how can I do that?
Okay, great question. Great question. The middle class. So the middle class has always been the group of people that the government's always depending on to make different kinds of shifts. So if the government's trying to recollect money, they target the middle class. If they're trying to do a particular promotion, the middle class is always the good people for. Now, it's always understandable for the middle class to worry about losing their safety net and going to the risky world. But we all have something that's guiding us. It's a subconscious thing. Some call it paradigm, some call it blueprint. So basically, from when we were kids, there's certain things that we've come to accept and say that this is safe and this is okay for us. We need to deal with our blueprints, because if you have an opportunity, for example, if they give Patrick right now, they put your business and give you £1 million and they say, go ahead. You're only going to go as far as your blueprint, like sets your. If they gave somebody like Donald Trump, who's surrounded by lots of millionaires, and the psychology is very different, and they give him £1 million, chances are before the end of the year, he can turn that around into 20 million. So the problem we have is not really the middle class that we are in and all the things that are excuses. It's more or less people's blueprint. And so if they start a business, no matter, even if the business is successful and it's meant to be a success, if they entertain doubts, they would find a way to sabotage the business, and they would find a way to bring themselves back to where they think they should be in life. So they would not go beyond where they think they should be. So there's lots of opportunity. You want to start a business, this is a good time to start a business. But it's important to have certain things, certain equipment, certain resources. If you have a business plan, it's incredible. That helps you. If you have a business mentor, a business coach, that helps you. If you have a good accountancy and a good CRM to manage your business. Your customer relationship will be key. You will get feedback. Your reliability will go up. People will contact you. All of those things are incredible things that will happen to you if you have planned your business. But if you haven't planned your business and you go, the business world will hit you because you came in unprepared. Wow. Yeah, it will hit you because you will have meetings, people will throw opportunities at you, but you will not be able to fulfill the opportunity because you are ill prepared. And because you're ill prepared, you can only go as much. So I'll give you a very short example. Somebody wants to sell food and they've decided to be selling out of a cooler, but they've gotten enough far that all the kids from a particular school say they want to eat that person's nice food. And now the person needs to increase production, but they need to go and get a council permit. They need to get a whole lot of other permits that allow them to be able to sell food at this rate. So you see that they go and do all of that and do that very quickly. If they don't do that, they will lose the market. The market will lose interest. Other people, competition will pick up. So that's just a short example, but whatever we prepared for, whatever we look out for is what we get. They say hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. So if even if you're gifted and you guys are brainy and you've come up with excellent business idea, if you don't work hard and you're not well equipped, and you're using the wrong tools for your business, you're going to be going backwards and going forward. So it'll be very difficult.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. You see, this type of information is what you pay for. This type of information is what you go out and then subscribe to. You go out and pay money, you invest money for. And this evening, we are giving you this information for free. So usually, we don't appreciate free stuff, but free stuff are actually the best. If you are listening to me, you have any questions, 0741-302-5596. It will get to a time you would be able, I would give Mr. Toks the chance to give himself to you so that you can contact him. But before we get there, we are still talking. And then I want to again remind you that if you want to catch up on everything that we have done, you can go on our YouTube channel, you can go on Vimeo, you can go on Facebook, and then you would be able to catch up on everything that we have done. This show is streaming live on Facebook, and I believe it is streaming live on Instagram, Ace Professionals. If you go there right now, you see Mr. Toks, a very handsome man. And when you go there, you would see him, and then you see why he's blessed with all such knowledge. Mr. Toks, when you were talking, I picked up something that I want you to emphasize on. When you were giving the scenario of £1 million, you said that if we give us the £1 million to someone else and give the £1 million to, say, Donald Trump, the outcome obviously will be different. Does that mean that, one, like you said, the blueprint, where we will say like mindset, and then the people who are around you can actually make things happen or make things fall?
Yes, a good question. So I'll give you a short example. A couple of years ago, I was trying in Ghana, and out of luck, I met a whole lot of interesting investors, and some of the things that they said, some of the very, very incredible things that they did was that to certain individuals, raising 20 million, raising 70 million wasn't hard. It was a couple of phone calls, and you want to see your business plan, because they have the network to sort you out. They have the network to support you. They have their lawyers, they have their accountants. They have people who, even if your plan is not solid, they have people who will work on your plan to make it solid. So they're not afraid. As long as your character is reliable and you're trustworthy, yes. So when you give $1 million to someone like Donald Trump, he works around the circle of millionaires. To them, they wouldn't see that money as too risky. They would be able to go and bet it in the right places with comfortable comforts of risk because their blueprint is. Now, someone who is earning thousands, when you give them $1 million, they will be scared. They'll be scared to invest it. They'll be scared to buy a house with it. They'll be scared to do whichever way they want to do with it. It would take them a whole lot of convincing. This is why, if you realize in certain businesses, people will come to you and say, I like your business, but I want you to convince me that you are real. It's because,
yes, of course.
Yeah, it's because they're dealing with their own blueprint, not you, but they're dealing inside their head with their own blueprint. So what they're saying is, I'm even this money, though is small, but I'm wondering, am I not risking too much by giving this money to you? So it's a game that they play. So we can spend time, for example, me and you are talking. Whilst we're talking, some people are working their socks off on a 500 million contract. They've been working, they can work for 6 months, but they know at the end of the 6 months, the contract will come through and they will be paid the money and the profits. They're not planning, those people are not planning to go back to work. They have apartment, they have hotels, they have motels that pay them money. So they're not thinking, the way they're thinking is very different. So money in the hands of a certain group would always turn out very different. The investment plan, the short-term goal, the long-term goal they will have for it, it'll be very different. So people are incredibly valued to you, but it depends. You see, if you're around the wrong people, you would always imagine that people are poor, people are terrible, people can't be trusted, people are silly. But if you're around the right people, you would understand that people are huge, that there's not enough time to spend with your mentor, that you cannot finish learning, that every time they talk, you want to get a book out and write what they're saying. And that's the feeling around the right people. You feel safe, secure. You feel that you're learning so much, and you feel that you cannot put a step wrong. So time flies. When you're around somebody and time flies, you know that you're in the right place.
Wow.
So yeah, it's definitely the case. The blueprint will stop some people, and your environment will help you release the blueprint. So Patrick, for example, if tomorrow, let's say you have a contract from China, even though you're not Chinese, the Chinese people come and collect you, they bring you amongst and they tell you whatever you think about, they will work on it, that they like your enthusiasm, they like this about you, that about you, and every business plan that they'll work on it.
Yeah.
Within 3 weeks, you will find that you've changed. The way you speak will change, the confidence level will change, because you see people believing in us. As we've been growing up, we've not been in an environment where lots of people believe in us. Lots of kids are told to shut up, don't say this, don't say that. So they've shut them down. And because they've shut people down, people are so worried not to do things wrong. We're so worried. We're so careful.
So careful.
That's it. And this carefulness, it affects our investment, it affects our thinking, it affects the shoe we wear, it affects the handshake we shake, it affects the TV we watch, it affects the program we choose to watch, it affects what we think is funny to us, it affects how sensitive, how personally we take certain jokes. Before I got to this country, I wouldn't understand if a younger person was telling you that you're stupid or you're mad. I would take it properly seriously. I'll take it as a person. But here, when a young person is telling you you're mad, they do not mean it in that direct sense. They mean it in a different way. They're finding that your thinking is outrageous or it's unbelievable to them. So it's an expression. But where we were growing up, they made it not be an expression, they made it an insult. And it's a possible insult. It was a taboo. You cannot say that to an adult. These things are those things that have become blueprints for us. So imagine, Patrick, me and you are doing business. Let's imagine I'm the head of Shell or something, and I'm about to conclude a business with you. But we've been so tied up, and you just had to tell me, listen, you're mad. And you have to just feel free, even though the money is in my hands to give to you, but you have to break the ice and just be funny about things and say, you're really silly. And then he says, in what way? And then you explain. And then he starts laughing and says, oh, I like someone who could joke and, see the fun side of things. And then you guys share a sense of humor, you share a perspective. But if we stay within our box that they've given us, chances are we won't be able to win that contract. We will go to every interview timid. If they ask you, tell me about yourself in every interview, we sit down, we're so shy. We don't want to sell ourselves because we think we're being proud when we talk about our achievements. But that's the question. That's what they're asking. So we need to switch to a different mindset. We're in a different world. Our blueprints don't work. All the things that, we've been told, they're not applicable here. You've got to move on, and you've got to take what works here. And you've got to realize that you've got to start tooling yourself in the correct way. Correct friends are tools. They will get you to higher heights. But if you have the wrong friends, they would make you go backwards. That's just how it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this information is gold. Like, wow. Mr. Toks. Okay, so I'll go straight to my next question. Yeah. So I from the working class, I am getting into entrepreneurship, and I am thinking about how I'm going to brand myself. Yeah. When it comes to branding myself, where should I focus? Where should the focus be?
It's a good question. Very, very good question. When people start businesses, the very first thing is to identify your ideal customer. So you create a Bob, a Benson or whoever, and you identify their, how much money they're earning, what area they're living in, what do they fancy, where do they go, what kind of places do they shop on a weekend. The more you identify the person, the more you narrow it down, and the more you're correct about your identification, it will feed into your branding. It will change the message you want to send out. It would also allow you to know, should I put money on Facebook? Should I put money on Google? Should I put money on Instagram? Or should I just do it on WhatsApp? Or should I join groups that are already established, because this group already has everybody I'm looking for in this group? So that's identification is a very key thing. I personally would ask people not to spend any money first, is to get the identity right. Once you get the identity right, then your return on your money spent will be better. You'll be getting lots of return on the money spent. But if you don't identify, you can go and spend 2,000 on the wrong group, and you spend £10 on the right group, and the £10 give you 10 times more than the 2,000. So so business is frustrating when you're using the wrong strategy for the wrong audience, or you're using the wrong strategy for the right audience. It's all wrong. But if you use the right strategy and you have the right audience, it seems to work as if you've just poured oil on cogs of metal, and you start turning, and it'll start churning out profits and returns. It seems to work perfectly. Yeah.
Oh, wow. It seems to work perfectly. So, Mr. Toks, getting the ideal customer, getting the identity right, all of them, I have in mind, and then I am going into business. For my listeners and those who are thinking of going into business, or those who have already started businesses, what are some of the common mistakes that people make when it comes to startups?
Okay. One of the very biggest mistakes is people don't have a business plan. Or if they have a business plan, they make sure the plan is not detailed. It's as feeble as a business card. So certain times people give you a business, they give you their business cards and you put it in your pocket and you never check it again. You don't remember them. That's just telling you that business is the same as that card that was given to you. They've not made yeah, you
So
don't.
your card actually projects the image of your company.
Yes, they say it's from the subconscious. They say the height that you think that you're going to get to, your goal, your purpose, it affects everything you do, from the way you laugh, yeah, to the way you talk, to the way you walk, to how much exercise you do. Yeah, so the person who wants to be a president of America would have a serious routine. If you look at, I've got Barack Obama's CV, when you look at it, it's a different entire routine that he's doing. It's things that he was working on at different ages, very different. You look at Lionel Messi in football, look at their CV, is a different thing. Where people dream to score up to, that's when he's doing poorly. That's the number of goals he gets. So it affects people. It's a standard they hold themselves by. When everybody thinks things are impossible, they come through. So that's the first thing. Your plan has to be solid. It has to be well detailed. They say, imagine a ship captain leaving the port, but doesn't have a destination. It will end up either being shipwrecked or end up on an island with nowhere to go. But if they have a location, if they have a clear location, no matter how bad the winds, no matter how terrible the water, no matter how choppy it is, they make sure they get to their destination, because they would find ways to overcome. The clarity of the destination would find ways to overcome all the obstacles in your way. They say if you have a good plan, you don't need to plan your time. Your plan actually time manages everything for you. You will find that you don't have to talk to people who will distract you, excuses that will distract you. They will just disappear. They will fizz off, because your plan will make it impossible for anything to distract you. So, if they say that either myself or yourself will get knighted at the end of next year, but they want us to do some incredible thing working with charities. Guess what? They're giving us a clarity. We're going to go for the charity, and it says we need to raise £10,000 for each charity we're working with. We're going to get knighted, and we start doing that. We start working hard. The chances are we will get our targets is very, very high, the clear thing. And we're not going to waste time or mess around with any charity that don't need the support. We're going to go straight for those who need the support and give the support and measure our output. So people are doing things and they're not measuring this week. Who did I speak to? Was I in front of my real clients? Because people spend a lot of time in their mind rather than in front of clients. So they call the difference between those times, they call the time in front of your client is a major time. The time in front of anybody else or preparing or training yourself is called minor time. So you should have a 70% ratio of major time to minor time. That is, if you have 12 hours in a day, you should spend the whole of at least 8 hours of it in front of your customers, in front of the clients. If you're not in front of your clients, wherever you spend your 8 hours, that would determine how much money you make in the end of the week. So that 8 hours is key where you spend it. It's
you spend more time in your mind. Like you keep thinking about what you want to do, thinking without doing the actual stuff.
Yes. Yes, we do that.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the information is gold. This information, you cannot assimilate everything right now. So I would really, really implore you that go on our YouTube channel from tomorrow, or you can go on our Facebook now. You can even go on Ace Professionals on Instagram. and then catch up. Just listen to it over and over, because this is not a type of information that you can just get once. You need to listen to it over and over to be able to assimilate everything. I am jotting down the points, and every time he speaks, I get something new to write down. You cannot spend time on speaking to yourself in your mind. You need to spend more time speaking to the client. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on PatMac Radio UK. We are continuing our knowledge search. So I'll go back to Mr. Toks W. Child. Mr. Toks,
Yes, sir.
all these things that you've spoken about, the common mistakes that you've spoken about. Let's assume that I am in a startup business, and all the people around me are those people who discourage you, and then I will not be able to take them out of my life because they are the people who are for me, who are with me at that moment. What would you say will be the solutions to these mistakes, in order for me not to be able to make huge mistake and give up along the way?
It's a good question. You need to draw inspiration from the works of people who stood up. So if you look at people like Martin Luther King, Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, Oprah Winfrey, all of these people were surrounded by people who had a mediocre sense. That is, they stayed with the status quo. So when you are moving out, you cannot take people's opinion at your level as some information that is crucial, that is important when they discourage you. You need to go after mentors, because in the circle of mentors, where you are the small boy amongst people who have giant franchises and big companies, and they own like 10, 15 dominoes and stuff, they will support you. You'll be surprised at time. So they will give you their time. We have a friend. I was talking about the mall project a couple of years ago, and this our friend. Yes, he's an incredibly busy man. He was starting up a brand new business in the UK. He'd been on BBC as a multi-millionaire. Took himself from self-made multi-millionaire to about 30 million. And when we paid this guy a visit, he didn't want us to go. He kept us there talking, entertaining us till 2 a.m. He has time for you. But I can bet you if you call anybody in your normal circle to give you their time till 2 a.m. in the morning, guaranteed they'll say no. They'll never give you their time. So it's the time wasters exist. But like I said at the beginning, whatever you look for in life is what you'll find. Wherever you invest, is what will give you return. They say if you plant seeds, the land will give you crops. But if you look at the land and you go there with your problems, the land will look at you as, where's your seed? That you have no seed to plant. It can't do anything. The land will stay bare to you. So you've got to plant seeds in the right soil. So telling those people about your ideas or expecting them to support you, you need to look at their life. If there's nothing going on with them, that's a resemblance of their mind. So they cannot support. They could be your wife, they could be your brother, they could be your sister, they could be very close to you, they could be a pastor. It does not mean anything that they're not supporting you right now. They might not see the vision that you have. You've got to work in line with the right types of mentors that can see that they've already achieved. They're not threatened by you being around them, that you are quite small to them, and they're more than happy to help someone, because the journey of life can be very isolating, and you go after you go after your legacy. But those who have treaded it and seen how difficult it is, they want to give a helping hand to people, to pull people up. That's why people like Oprah, Anthony Robbins, they all do the things they do. They feel a sense of satisfaction in helping others. It's contribution. It's not even if you don't thank them or recognize them, they're still very happy. They still sleep well in their bed. So it's Guarantee that the people will surround you and they will not support you. Don't expect support from them. They can't support themselves. If you were to leave your business with them for a week, they would run it down. They cannot do it. So there's no point trying to explain a vision to them. They cannot, because people are not the outside that we see. We're 90% our mind than the body. We're just seeing a very small part of us in the body. So people fall in love with the bodies that you see, but you forgot that 90% of them is in the mind. So the mind of the person you can't see, if you talk to them, you should know that you can't go further if their mind isn't open enough for the conversation you're about to have. So it's better to move to people whose minds are open and they're ready to support you. Don't feel any bad. It's not personal. It's just how their mind is wired. That's all.
It's just how their mind is wired. The people you surround yourself with. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 8 minutes to 10 o'clock, and we are drawing close to the show. But I would ask Mr. Toks a very important question to me. You know, he has this knowledge that I want to tap into. I want what he has got. I want what he has. So if he will allow me, I will ask him, Mr. Wellchild.
Yes, please.
What are the key summary tips you would like my listeners to go home with? Like,
that's a very nice one. I'll say the summary tips. Number one. People have this existential problem where they ask themselves about life. What is the point of life? Why are we here to do? Are we here to do this or that? And they're trying to solve big problems. So there are certain problems that we cannot solve in our lifetime. Dedicating your life to it you will be one drop compared to an ocean of problems. But let's look at the problems we can solve. So if we have a goal, we have a vision, we have an idea that you want to bring to market, you need to first look at opportunities of people who brought similar ideas and where did they stop? What stopped them? You need to understand that if you don't have a strong willpower, you would not be able to continue. People will be able to derail you. So you have a plan that all those challenges might come your way. This is what you would do, comes your way. If you run out of money, this is it. This is the 5 options that you would do. If you run out of time, if you run out of staff working for you, this is where you will consult. All of this has to be in your plan. The more you have your plan, the better. So that's the very first tip, your plan.
Wow.
The second is resilience, and you've got to do research. You've got to stick with it. There's some money floating around for new businesses in the UK. So if you have a new idea, a new business, and it falls in the sector that the government is sponsoring, there are grants that is available for you to apply for. And some of these grants, they run for a number of years. They're not closing this year. So definitely you can approach and seek those grants and get money to support you. So researching can be very useful. You can find partners, you can find investors. You could also find that your business is already done. Some people will do it better than you. So it will save you time not to pursue that business if people are already delivering that service, unless you want to change your approach, strategy, and audience that the other people have left out. So one is the plan. Second is your research. Then the third is seek a mentor. So we human beings don't come complete. It's such that we all have our weaknesses and we need support. And anyone who's thinking that they alone can do something on their own, a friend of mine said to me today, said that person is a fool and they're fooling themselves, that you can't go far if you think you can do everything by yourself. We need support. We need a team of people surrounding us and prepping us and, pushing us in the right direction. So it's important that you get a team surrounding your mentor and people who support you can work with you. Whenever things go bad, that net will catch you and bring you back up. So you need that. So you need your plan, you need your research, you need your team, and then also you need a timeline. So the time will get you to understand emergency. What are my priorities? What am I getting back? And lastly is expectation. People have too much of a very high expectation. So PayPal, we talk about Elon Musk today. We talk about Jeff Bezos. Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos, when they started Amazon, they were selling Kindles. They were not really a hit success. When Apple was Apple, when Motorola, Nokia, BlackBerry were going, they were not a hit. So Amazon was still trying. They sold different things, cat food, dog food, that didn't go. So they wasted billions on so many businesses that didn't work. So we need to understand that those people are prepared to take risk where we cannot take risk. So people ended up looking at themselves and expecting themselves to be the next, Elon Musk, the next Mark Zuckerberg, but they've not even given themselves time to start. Every business has its own phases. So your initial phases, imagine you're building a house and you're putting your foundation in place. It will take a while before the business starts multiplying and you can build your stories or layers of houses. So first, get that foundation correct. Once the foundation is correct, then you can build on top of it gradually. So that's how business is. But people go into business expecting to buy a house, buy a nice car, do this and that, and then they get frustrated. Do not get frustrated. The people you see you're comparing yourself with, you need to plan for the long haul. Some of them will not survive. Some of them will sell their businesses within 2-3 years. So it's not a competition. Some people are already out. They're already on borrowed time. They're on borrowed money. They're not surviving. They're not doing very well. So their books are already in the red. For some people, books are good and everything is in black. They're doing very well and they're pushing forward. Give yourself time to grow. A baby wouldn't grow to an adult in one day. The baby will crawl, then will try to walk. After walking, would run. After running, the baby becomes stable. And as an adult, can do different things, can drive, can ride bicycle, can balance, can do so much stuff before the baby can fly. So give yourself time. Don't go from being a baby in a cot and expecting to fly the next day. It's not fair to any, laws of nature. It's not fair. Gravity will pull you back down. So that's just the reality. So those are my tips.
Ladies and gentlemen, excellent tips. You see, I always say this, that the right information will make you the right person. And if you are subjecting yourself to someone, or if you are subjecting your thinking to a particular information, you must check the information to see if it would have the right impact on your thinking. And this information this evening, you see, I don't know, but if you are listening to me, you can catch up at any time. And then if you want to talk to Mr. Toks W. Charles, I am allowing him to tell you where he is, tell you where you can get to him, and then he can sort you out. He can help you. Mr. Toks, if we want to look for you, if we want to follow you, how do we do that?
We're on Facebook. We're on Ace Professionals on Facebook. We're same thing on Instagram, Ace Professionals. We're on Twitter, I believe. We're not very active on Twitter, but we're quite active on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. We have a YouTube channel where we drop nuggets, and we have a webinar every Friday. I'm just about to show you our brochure and some of the things that what the CVs look like, and share some other wonderful people I've met on the journey, because going online, you can be very challenging. I have worked with so many companies. I've had to close down the project, but I've found a company that would able to work with you under your budget, no matter how much small or big your budget is. They'll be able to provide what you're looking for. So I'll share that with you. So again, we are active on all the platforms I talked about. We're on YouTube. You can follow us on YouTube, and you can also subscribe to ACE newsletter and get all the information on ACE. We have lots of things over the years that we've compiled. We have a university community that we're trying to onboard universities and colleges into. And we have a CV Gods platform that you can get your CV automated, and you could also do premium CVs to go for interviews. So you want your CV to look like Barack Obama's CV, head to CV Gods and get your CV all done. And then you will be the next president. I'm not sure of which country, but I know you will be somewhere. You'll be president. You could be a president of a corporation. I guess there are presidents of different things. Let me just share my screen and show a few things, if I may.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this part of the show, you would get it if you are on Facebook, or if you want to catch up on WhatsApp at any time. Mr. Toks W. Child is sharing his screen right now, and wow, you can rush to Facebook right now. Just go to PatMac Radio UK official, and then you would see what is happening there right now. So, Mr. Toks.
Yes. So I'm just talking about a bit about our packages. This is one part of our services that we offer. Improve your optics, the structured design of your CV, which enables you. So we try to make CVs easy read, and we don't bore your readers, your employers, so they don't get your CVs and chuck it away. So this is things that you can find on our website. There's a bronze package, there's a silver package, and there is a gold CV package. And this is what a bronze package looks like. So everything is clear. This lady got her job instantly. I think she was paid probably about 26,000 or 28,000 pounds. Wow. That was a straight up. This is what you have for your silver package. Silver package is for people whose job is starting from 35K and above. And then we have a gold package. The gold package is, you see my face over there, my CV, and it kind of lists things out. So there's a different subtlety to the things that you need to put out. The message, the information, where you put your cover letter, how you put your cover letter, the use of words. ATS can find out the words that is matching the job description if it's done by a computer, looking out to see whether your CV is qualified for the position or shortlisting. This is the name of the company that I use for my IT services. They've been fantastic. They're incredible. They're based in towards China and the Asia part, so we have time difference, but we still make things work together. They're called Quarans, and Quarans is they're very respective company. They deliver on your vision, and they will try to match it to your budget.
Okay.
So they did one of our flyers, and this is clients' testimonials. Okay, that goes myself. I said I've been working with Quarans for the last 2 years. Completed my 3 projects. I'm really impressed with their commitment, attention to detail, support, which is available almost 24/7. I highly recommend Quarans. No doubt they are my partners in success. Okay, let's see, we've got our strengths. Okay, they do animated corporate videos, which is very, very catchy in terms of marketing and branding. They can look after social media, educator assistance if you're making some. Campus Central is one of their things. So they made my ACE University a platform where we can have, it's more like a Facebook, a mini Facebook that we have for ACE. So people can go there and communicate with other students, more like you're just So yeah, they're quite incredible. They're based in Pakistan and in Manchester. They're registered in the UK, so that's another business. Let me go back. I think, let me minimize my screen share. Let me return to you.
Wow.
So we have, let's say, how do I stop share? Stop share. There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's just one of our services. We do career development. We're having contacts from different parts of the world, South Africa, Qatar, we have contacts from Ghana, Nigeria. We're helping our people, and we're making sure that they get what they're looking for. One of our big time successes was a lady who was trying to get into banking, World Bank. She got to we did a CV. She was shortlisted, went through all the stages, went through all the interview. I gave her interview tips. She went, I think she was out of 3,000 people, she was at the last two. And that was where she missed out on the job, but she's now doing her PhD and going further. So we have this community where we support people who are already doctors, professors, or people who are CFOs, CEOs. We support them. It's a community where we share wisdom. We have intellectual talks every Friday. So you're more than welcome to join us, participate. Sure. The kind of people that are there are lovely, welcoming, and you will hear insights from America, from parts of Africa, from Asia. Yeah, it's always impressive. You always make friends and you always make new connections, either in Dubai, UAE, or just in London. I would say yes. I'm really proud of those things. Sometimes, like Patrick said, the free things are immense. I'm not getting paid for that part of my business, but I think it works for my branding. I enjoy it. I find myself contributing to people, training and developing them, and I enjoy it immensely. So it's incredible. This is what we do, sir.
So, Mr. W. Charles, your Friday meetings, your Friday shows, what time is it?
It's at 7:30 p.m. London time. So if you're in Nigeria, you're 1 hour ahead. It will be 6:30 your time. No, 8:30, isn't it? You're 1 hour ahead, so it'll be 8:30 your time. I think South Africa, I'm not sure if they're 3 hours ahead. So it will be this 10:30 South African time. Pakistan, I know that they're 4 hours ahead. So it's 11:30 in Pakistan. Yeah, we have all these people coming in from all of these places, even though the time difference is bizarre and it's a Friday night. They make it to the program and they contribute. All of this will be available on the university. We'll make it more like a Facebook, so people can go there, you can subscribe, you can access it, you can check things on CVs, interview skills, business plan, happiness at work, things such as leadership skills. We're doing more things on management. There's so much proposals and so much opportunity. So we're willing to hand out this opportunity to you. We can't keep all of it to ourselves.
Yeah.
One person, I can't do it all. So
of course,
I'd like to share some opportunities. There's so many opportunities. So there's one that I need to share. There's a friend of mine looking for anybody who's 16 to 25, who is on some kind of benefit. He will find jobs for you and he will get you paid. And if anyone recommends this to my friend, the optician called Gary, he will pay them £100. That's one. From our side, in my own business, if you recommend a school to us or you recommend a teacher to us, upon 20 days working, we'll pay you £300. So by all means, contact us, do business with us. We always make sure we keep our promises.
Mr. Watcher, before we go, can we get a phone number, please?
Yes. And let me get my phone number myself. So the office phone number is 0208 004 9336. Yeah, the website is www.aceprofessionals.org.
.org.
Yeah, and you could either drop a message for info, or you could drop a message for myself at toks@aceprofessional.org.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an extensive knowledge sharing. Sorry. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching me and you, even at the end, he has given opportunities for you. If this can be a side business for you, look for someone. He's on benefit, 16 to 25. They are looking for something to do. Link them up. You hit some coins. You're getting something done. We cannot leave this world empty-handed. There are some people who would leave this world and the world will remember them for good. There are some people who will remember them with their tombstones, and there are some people who will never remember them at all. That is the problem. How do you want to be? The choice is in your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, this is PatMac Radio UK. We have been talking to Mr. Toks W. Childs from Ace Professionals. Link him up. Speak with him. Do you want to start a business? Speak with him. Do you want to make him your mentor? Me, I'm going to make him my mentor. So speak with him, and then your life will never be the same. There are so many things out there. You are in a business. You are looking for grants. Something new is happening. You need to stay connected to be connected. And that is how it works. Contact Mr. Toks W. Childs. If you need him, his number 020-800-49336, or go to his website www.aceprofessionals.org. Contact me anytime. You can contact me 0741-302-5596, and I would link you up to him. I think even if I'm not his personal friend, I'm forced to be his personal friend. Yes, because I need information. Link up to him, and your life will never be the same. This is PatMac Radio UK. You are on Live Train. My name is Patrick, and today is the day that you can make decisions for yourself. Meet us next, same time next week, and we are going to introduce more shows to you, so you can benefit from our services. If you want to call me for anything, you can call me, and then we will discuss. My name is Patrick, and good evening to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Patrick, for hosting me.